My name is Michalis Dimakopoulos, and today we'll be talking about hydraulic fracturing. More specifically, we'll be talking about the environmental impact of hydraulic fracturing for the extraction of natural gas. Starting from the basics, what is hydraulic fracturing? Hydraulic fracturing, commonly known as fracking, is the fracturing of rock by use of pressurized liquid. The economic benefits of it is huge, since vast amounts of formerly inaccessible hydrocarbons can now be extracted. However, major environmental and health-related concerns have been raised within the past 20 years. The suspect for those environmental concerns is the so-called fracking fluid. The fracking fluid composition is shown here: 90% water, 9.5% sand, and then 0.5% chemicals, which accounts for 40,000 gallons of US gallons of chemicals per well's lifetime. There is two main categories of environmental health hazards. One is the air pollution caused by the release of volatile organic materials, greenhouse gases and dangerous air pollutants. The other one is the water contamination due to leaking of the toxic fracking fluid into the aquifer layer, and I will get in a little bit in more depth. Breaking them down, transportation is a main issue. This 90% of water used for the fracking fluid accounts for 1.2 to 3.5 million US gallons per well. If we decide to refrac a well, this might require a few extra million US gallons. In order to transport all this water into the sites, if it's convenient enough, might be close and pumped into the site. If not, we have to use 200 to 300 truckers to transport this water into the location. There we consider CO2 emissions, greenhouse gases, etc. Very often there is leaks and hydraulic failures at the surface of the plant, causing releasing toxic material and chemical additives into the waterways of local communities. Keep in mind that this water is taken away from those local communities when it's in need due to alienated areas that might make use of this water, and has been proven that water is running short in areas of fracking. The most important is the so-called flowback of methane gases and toxic fracking fluid into the aquifer layer. How that happens is high pressure, 7,000 feet down, might push methane gas and fracking fluid up all the way back to the aquifer layer, and potentially be pumped for unsafe use of water, human unsafe use of water into houses. The Environmental Protection Agency has so far attempted 3 times to pass the FRAC Act, the bill of the FRAC Act, as of June 11, 2013. The FRAC Act tries to establish a few safeguards and reinforce them concerning fracking, some of which are putting the most sensitive lands, including the watersheds, completely off limits to fracking, not allowing leaky systems and hydraulic failures by setting clean air standards and ensure methane leaks are well below 1%. Keep in mind that right now statistics have shown that there are about 7 to 9% of methane leaks. Mandating sound well drilling and construction standards by requiring the strongest well siding, casing and cementing, and other drilling best practices. Finally, we should allow our communities to protect themselves by their future by restricting fracking through comprehensive zoning and planning. To sum up, we know that the economic benefits of fracking are without a doubt huge. However, the safety of our environment, the health of our people and of our communities cannot be translated into monetary values. One health-related test is that happening in Pennsylvania. Researchers have looked into the birth records from 2004 to 2011 of newly born children and infants within a 2.5 radius around natural gas fracking sites. What they found is shocking. The low birth weight, the likelihood increased by half of the low birth weight of those newborns, from 5.6% to more than 9%. Birth weight of infants is a summary and a measure of how healthy a newborn child is. What we suggest is The safeguards should be reinforced. More in-depth, long-term, health-related research should become mandatory in such areas. And finally, they should pass a few bills requiring extra funding going into research for safer hydrocarbon extraction techniques. Failure of following such safeguards should, without a doubt, cease any sort of extraction operations. Thank you very much, and thank you for your attention.